Okay, so yes, that is correct. Pranavika just pointed it out to me. Yesterday on page 169, this blank here on the first page of equivalent fraction, actually it says here the simplest form is the next question. So actually this one should not be 3:2. The answers for the first blank for A should be as the questions asked, write the ratio based on the diagram. So it should be 6:4 because it's the triangles to the squares. In actual numbers, then circle to make equal groups. So that is the equivalent. And then the simplest form is the next part. So yesterday I did this very quickly. Then I wrote 3:2 on A. Actually, 3:2 is on the second blank. So B. Is on A, the next blank. All right. So that's correct from Pranavika. So I just corrected this one here. Is this okay? So it should be 6:4 for the first blank. Then the simplest form is on the next blank. 3:2. Triangles to squares. Then the homework was on the next page, next question, one on 169. So the first one asks you to write the ratio in the numbers first, then in the simplest form after that. So this one we are looking at it. 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 3, 6, 9. So I'm writing the actual numbers. After that, simplest form here. And then I will do the circle to group. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. The main idea that we said yesterday for equivalent ratios, that number one is similar to equivalent fractions, and we are talking about equal grouping and equal units. So just now when I was talking to Xiang Cheng about her corrections, is that when we make equal groupings, like equal units, like as in fractions, when I times the denominator by the 2, I also must times the numerator by 2. If I times the denominator by 4, I also must multiply the numerator by 4. So that is what we mean by equal units and equal groups. So the same skills in equivalent fractions is used in equivalent ratio. So when I divide one quantity, by 2, I must divide the other quantity by 2 as well. So that is what equivalence means. And it's by the equal factor. So that's what the equal units and equal grouping means. So the equal, you can see that it's divided by 3 because it's 12:9. 12:9. There's circles to triangles. Then divide by 3. That's the equal grouping. Such that you get 4:3 as the simplest form. So 4 units of circles and 3 units of triangles. Okay, then you move on. This was homework on page 170. So I will not go through this one. The most important thing I still emphasize again is about the annotations. Stars to total. and it's asked for each ratio in simplest form. Please do your annotation. Answer, have you done your annotations? Please, thank you. Now, then I'll just go through this one here on page 170. Yesterday, when we were on page 171, the challenge that I told you is, instead of usually how we will go, thinking of dividing by smaller numbers first on the timetable, let's go the other way around. Try to think divide by bigger numbers first, right? So in this case, I have 60 is to 90 from A is to B. Try to divide by the bigger numbers first in the times table. Some of you, your friends already say divide by 30. Very good. You are very quick in recognizing that. If not, I will go by divide by 10. I eliminate the. Yeah. So I will have to go one more step for simplest form. If you straight away divide by 30, that's excellent. So you realize that if I wrote 6 to 9, a lot of you can tell me already it's not correct because it's not simplest form. So I must make sure I remember that there's no way to reduce this any further. I no way to simplify this any further. Is that okay? So as well as for the next question, C to D is 36 is to 48. So usually many teachers and many adults or friends will tell you, try divide by 2 first, try divide by 4 next, see where 3 and 4 and see whether you can. But yeah, challenge you to divide by greater numbers, see whether you can, and go down that way. Then you'll be able to simplify faster. So honestly, the challenge is how good is your times table? Okay? Can, right? Okay, move on. This was homework yesterday, page 170. So I already give you some more tips about it. And then page 171, we went through it yesterday, it was homework. There's only one question that's F to complete, right? And then on the next page, page 172 was homework as well. I put it homework because these are, I feel, easier questions. No complicated steps. So the really the need to do is annotate. Swimmer to runner, ratio ask for runner to swimmer, runner to swimmer. Runner is green coded, and then swimmer yellow coded. So I transfer the correct coding. So I write 12 is to 28. Then simplest form is the most important part. If it's asked for ratio, remember, no units for ratio. And if we ask for simplest form, you must make sure you has it in simplest form. Is this okay? So this page, I say quite friendly because it doesn't ask you for more difficult steps that we did on the previous lessons, whereby the previous lessons ask you, oh, I need another step. Then another step compare teachers and pupils, right? The another step tells me I need a ratio that's about everyone. I need to do one more step to find missing information. So this one is just, I express the quantities in a ratio, then after find simplest form. The challenge is really my times table. Okay, can? Can? Okay, move on. I want to move on to the harder one. Okay, here this one is the on page 174 and 175 at the last 2 pages. These are the slightly harder ones, where there's more stories in here. Are we on the same page? 7? Can? So, question 7 says, here, there is a 8 by 8 unit square grid. So that means here is 8 units. Very good. So because of your knowledge of squares, like Skylar, he's very quick to say, that means total number of squares, 8 units times 8 units, 64 units. So the ratio of the shaded parts to the total number, okay, shaded to total, I have 64. So how many did you say was? 4. There's 4 here, there's 4 here, and there's 4 here, so it's 12. Right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Divide by 4. Could I divide by bigger numbers? Is it possible to divide by 12 already? Not so much. No. Yeah, divide by 12 times 5 is 60. So 12 times 6 is 72. So cannot divide by 12. Divide by 8. 12 cannot divide by 8. Divide by 6. Cannot. So divide by 4. No choice, okay. So I get a 3 to 8. Is it okay? In simplest form. Okay, it's okay. Oops, I made a mistake. My bad, sorry. 16 divided by 4, what's that? 16. Yes, you're right. Is it simplest form already? Yeah. Okay. The next one says city shades more 8 more squares. Do you think the ratio will change now? Yeah. So now there's a challenge part, The next question asks for shaded to unshaded, not total. So the next question B is more difficult because it asks for now one shaded versus unshaded. So just now we already counted 12 squares. So 12 plus 8. Then we know 64 minus 8. Or you can just diligently count one by one again. So you got 20 is to 56. Is that correct? In simplest form. That's challenging. So 20 is to 56. You can count one by one, no issue in that. But I will use the shortcut from the previous question. I know there were 12 that I counted already. Then I plus 8 more. Then I know there is 64 altogether. Then minus the 8 that was shaded is 56. Then I try to divide again. Can divide by 8 or 20 cannot. Divide by 4, okay, can. Is this doable? Can? Right. 56 divided by 4. 14. So 5 is to 14. Okay? I'm using the space around to do workings. You must understand that this, by now I probably find you definitely need to do some form of working. You can't be just writing answers in the blank. Okay? Then the last one, shaded to total. Can I leave you to do the rest? Can I? So the total is 64, we already know that. So now it's 20 is to total is 64. So the ratio changes because you are changing how many shaded parts. Okay, so can I? Okay, then I'm on the last page now. Are you okay? Okay, I want to push us to do one last part of the ratio, which is the ratio of three quantities. Can? Okay, I'm on the last page now. Now, the last page requires to write ratio sentences. Now, I rather you write ratio in terms of equation than write out in long sentences. Okay? So, I want you to be able to do in terms of annotation. So, I don't need you to write long sentences like what is this happening here. Okay, ratio in simplest form. What I want to see is how you are writing in annotation method. So, you have motorcycles to cars. So there's A, B, C, D. You can choose. I don't need you to write the ratio of the number of blah, blah, blah. Don't need. I want you to be able to say, for example, bicycles to motorcycle. 6 is to 10, and you can write bicycles to motorcycles in simplest form. What is the simplest form? Divide by 2, so it's 3 is to 5. Just like that, you do. I don't need you to write the long sentence, the ratio of the number of motorcycles to number of cars. But you are able to write out in this way. Bicycles is to motorcycles, is 6 is to 10. I can put it as simplest form, 3 is to 5. Total number of cars. Unshaded, how many unshaded parts? We miss out counting the ones in two. Unshaded, that means the white color ones.
I add up already.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24, 25, 26, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 34, 35, 37, 38, 39,
See? I'm right. Teacher, can I open the bottle?
Yes, you may. Yeah, I made a mistake. I think I made a mistake. True. It's okay to make mistakes, right? Don't make it sound like it's unforgivable that I make mistakes. I'm also human. Yeah. Okay, never mind. We'll go back to this question after this one here. Okay? We are on this page first. Okay, Skylar pointed out a mistake here. I'll check this later. Okay, let's go back to this one first. So I repeat again, I don't need you to write long sentences. I only want you to try annotating it out. Like this, 6 is to 12. I simplify it into simplest form. Okay? 1 is to 2. Is it alright? Then you choose another 2 to make. Okay? Okay? So you choose another 2 ratios, only need 2 quantities because the question asked for just 2 quantities. So bicycle, motorcycle, car in any ratio. If you want to write like, for example, you want to choose like bicycle to total also can. But there's more work to do. Okay, not a must. Okay? If you want to challenge yourself, there is. Okay, okay. Skylar pointed out a mistake just now. He said I did that one wrongly. Let me just do a quick check now. Yes. Okay. Give me 10 minutes, can? All right. Okay, Skylar say that there's I made a mistake here. I think so too. Let's go back and check. I probably made a mistake here. Can you take a look at this one? He says I made a mistake at the page 173, the second part, B and C. He says I counted it wrongly. Oh yeah, yeah. Can you tell where I found my mistake? Can you tell where my mistake is? Can you tell where my mistake is? I made a mistake here in this part. Very important. You need to spot the mistake. I made a mistake. Where? A careless mistake. Huh? Yeah, it should be 20 to 44, but how come I didn't get 44? What mistake did I make? Huh? I wrote 64 minus 8. Why is 64 minus 8 wrong? Oh, thank you very much. Okay, now this is very important. So you need to know, see, I never check my answers. So is it in the exam time I get 0 question? You know what I'm talking about? So yeah, what's another one? Very good. So you see, okay, I like what you just did. Number one, you figure out, answer say, something is wrong. It could be at the 64 minus 8. And then Jaren says, yeah, I add is because I only count 8 shaded squares. That's something wrong. And then Skylar said, I know there's another method to tell where you got this wrong. You add the two, the shaded and unshaded, 20 plus 56, it doesn't give you 64. Okay? You need to be able to do this yourself as well during exam time. If you follow me like that, then exam time is 0 already, 0 marks. Okay, so thank you everybody. Thank you, Skylar, especially for spotting this out. This part was wrong because I wrote 64. Why 64? Yeah, 64 is the total number of squares. It wasn't it wasn't just now's answer. So it shouldn't be 64 here. This is wrong. Okay, so this is not correct. Yes. Okay. Right. Now, can you resolve this yourself? Okay. Guys, can? Yes. Okay. If you are clear about this, you can practice up. We will end early today. I decided not to go on to the 3 quantities. We'll do 3 quantities tomorrow instead. Okay? You can pack out your bags now. You can take a break now. We'll end early today. Seems like many of you are not feeling good. I think it might be because of the weather.